So after watching video after video and thinking time and time again, wow, this guy has no idea what he's talking about, I realized that, well, maybe it was about time that I started my own YouTube channel, being that, well, I now feel confident in my career with working on vehicles and displaying information. Apparently, all you need to be an automotive YouTuber is a camera, a project car, and absolutely no sense of what you're doing with the car. We all know these guys, and many of them have well over 1 million subscribers by now. But to be fair, many of them have also come a very long way from their beginnings. But I remember watching many of their early videos and thinking, what is this guy even doing with a wrench in his hand? No reasoning, no explanation, just going through the motions, installing the parts, and yet somehow that was enough. That frustration of seeing people succeed that have literally no idea what they're doing in the automotive space is what's pushed me to do this. Now, I'm not claiming to be perfect or have some outstanding knowledge that is better than everyone else. And to be fair, I have also learned a lot about the automotive YouTube space because there is so much more to this than just turning wrenches and knowing what you're doing. There is definitely an entertainment factor that needs to be involved. And a lot of people skip out on that. And I kind of want to touch on all of that today, and honestly how YouTube has actually benefited me and helped me get to where I am with my project cars. Because to be honest, if I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd probably still be sitting here putting together my 300ZX. And if you feel like calling out any of these big YouTubers right now, you can go ahead and drop their names in the comments, help out the algorithm, help out this channel by commenting, smash the like button for me and hit the subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video where I'm actually doing some car content. But for today, we're going to be talking about automotive YouTube and its challenges. So let's start out with the general idea of how I think a lot of people go down this rabbit hole of thinking they want to jump into automotive YouTube. Well, to be honest, it isn't for everyone, and you really have to have the right mindset going into it, or else you're going to fail. You have to be pretty much determined this is what you want, and be willing to take enough of a beating to where you may not get anywhere, you may not see any progress for a very long time, because it is grueling, it is grinding, it is not easy. To be honest, I spend every weekend, almost all weekend, doing the work on their cars. I go to work 50, 60 hours a week at my normal job and then come home at night, spend about an hour or two with my family, and then spend probably the time from about 8:30 p.m. to midnight, 1 a.m. when I first started out, editing the video. Over time, you get better with editing video, and that time eventually shortens to probably a couple hours a night, maybe 3 times a week. Now, it may be different for everyone. Not everyone has to grind out as much, or maybe some people have to grind more and may not get as much traction. Everyone's story is different, and to be honest, the results are never the same dependent on the amount of subscribers you have. For instance, there are many people out there with 50,000+ subscribers that probably get just as few views as I do, or just as many views as I do. However you want to interpret that. You see, what's funny with automotive YouTube is you might think, oh, I have this project car and I'm gonna do all this stuff to it, and now's a great time to start an automotive YouTube channel. But the problem is you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You see, what many of these guys that started out with, that had literally no idea what they were doing it to not just showcase, hey, this is what I can do. It was more so, hey, I'm gonna provide some entertainment for those of similar interest, and maybe make something of it along the way. And you know what? I think that was really it. That kind of hits the nail on the head right there. Point being is it's relatable. Make relatable content, but also do it better and different than everyone else, which is kind of my goal with this channel. I want to do stuff that's not too unaffordable. I want to do stuff that anybody can do with cars that people can actually afford. If you noticed, I don't have a Mark IV Supra with a 2JZ. Yeah, those are really cool. They make lots of power. They're great for the internet. But you know what? It's not different. It's not something realistic that a lot of people, especially starting out, can afford or do. My 300ZX, for instance, well, parts are still relatively affordable and easy to come by, and they're pretty cheap to build considering. It's a very niche market, and I think that's what's really great about the Z32 community. My Mark III Supra, for instance, 7M GTE, I mean, I'm sticking with the 7M GTE just simply because it's different. The Mark III being a very entry-level, feasible car to get into. But at the end of it all, both of these cars are relatable. It's not too far out of reach for anybody to go out and buy an 87 Toyota Supra with a little bit of rust or a little bit of engine work needed. You know what I mean? It's not too complicated. Am I going to wow all the fanboys at home that love the 2JZ and stroke off RB26s? Don't quote me on that. Probably not. However, as I've said multiple times already, it's relatable. I guess the big thing that really gets me is the difference in mindset between these people that really have no idea what they're doing and yet still somehow make it through to become somebody, and the people that truly are geniuses but yet still somehow struggle with that entertainment value. Perfect example here, when I first decided to go headstrong into YouTube, the first video that really pushed me to do it was when my timing belt broke on the 300ZX. I'd just gotten it back up and running after about a year hiatus of really just sitting here not touching it. It was all together, but I went to test drive it and the timing belt just broke. Well, what better time to start YouTube than when you're literally having to pull your whole motor apart and rebuild it for a channel. You're pretty much guaranteed a list of video ideas with that alone. Now let's be real here. When you start out with anything, you can't expect to jump right into it as the best or as a professional. YouTube is a great example of that because, for instance, you don't just start out with 100,000 subscribers. You start out with 0, and you can't get to 1 without first hitting that little record button on your camera. And that is a big thing that many of these YouTube learning channels talk, is literally just starting out with hitting the little record button. But with that said, I'm not gonna sit here and show you how to do something on my car and not have any idea how to actually work on a car. If I'm going to do something like this, I must first know how to do at least this first, and then the camera and editing and everything else can follow in afterwards, which is kind of what's happened for me. For instance, I've worked professionally in the automotive field for at least, well, over 10 years now. However, before I even started in that, I was already rebuilding my own engines and stuff like that with friends, pulling motors, swaps, all the above. It was really funny stepping into my first automotive job because I knew how to rebuild an engine, but I didn't know how to change a tire. And the funny thing is even back then, we always talked about starting our own YouTube channel. But to be honest, nobody had the time, skills, or equipment to do any of that. We might have had one person with a camera, another person with a computer, but we all spent all of our money and all of our time working on the cars. So it was extremely difficult. But as the years went on and I got better with actually doing the work on the cars and I got my own equipment, I realized that I was pretty much set up to do just this. And eventually, I got to a point where I had so many parts for my Z that I thought it was time. I thought it was the perfect moment to start my own YouTube channel because I had some really good projects going on and I had everything I needed to get a really nice 300ZX build. It was literally my dream build with this car. And you know what? We're continuing to do so. But the goal with this car is to see 1,000 horsepower on a VG30 with a Tremec T56 Magnum installed. I have most of that already. I have the turbos to do it. We have the setup to do it. Just need the rotating assembly and bottom end. So give me a little bit of time. Those of you that are waiting, I haven't given up on the Z content. We're just taking a little bit of a break because, well, it's kind of out of my control at this point. And I was gonna make an entire video about this topic, but maybe I'll just say it in here. If you guys wanna see a whole video on this, let me know. But I'm gonna put it in here right now and say that there are different kinds of automotive, I don't wanna just say mechanics, builders, let's say. For lack of better explanation here, not every person that turns a wrench on a car is, well, a part of the same cloth, a thread of the same cloth, however that saying goes. Basically, you can have your parts changers, you can have your diagnostic technicians, and then you have your automotive builders. And then you also have your body paintwork guys. They're not all the same, and oh, let's not forget the tuners. Very, very few people can touch on all these bases. For instance, you bring a guy from a dealership to build a car like my Z, and it's not gonna happen. Because you know what, there's no instruction manual to go by. It's sheer common sense. However, you bring a guy that builds a car like my 300ZX or my CRX even to the dealership mechanic, and they're gonna have a really hard time figuring out what's going on with the car because there's no instruction manual to go on. However, at the same time, you can't just bring your brand new car with like a CAN bus issue or a rattle noise in the rear to a guy that builds something like a 2JZ swapped S14 and expect them to go through and diagnose this rattle noise for you because, well, they're not the same mentality. It doesn't take the same mentality to diagnose even a CAN bus issue as it does to piece together a Jay-Z swapped S14. It is a totally different mindset, and many people don't understand that. And I think that's a big point that a lot of people just don't fully grasp, is the difference in mindsets between something like, well, that versus a new car. However, that doesn't mean that not any one technician can do the other thing. I'm just trying to say that there are different mindsets required for both, and very, very few automotive technicians can actually cross over and do both. Because much like any skill or trade, if you're able to apply the knowledge that you learn in one aspect to the other, you're pretty much unstoppable. And my camera's falling again. Now, a big thing that I really want to touch on with this video is how YouTube has actually helped me finish projects that would normally take way longer to do. And it's kind of unusual, really, because you would think with YouTube, you would spend a lot of extra time doing stuff that, well, you don't normally do, which is partially true. For instance, I would do things twice just to get the perfect video of how I was doing it. Or think about it a little bit differently in terms of how I would want somebody to view what I'm doing. Now, for instance, typically when starting on a project car, you just kind of do things at your own pace. Like you might say, oh, I don't feel like doing it this weekend, or something else comes up that's more important. And you say, oh, okay, I'll do that. This can wait till the following weekend. However, now doing stuff like this with YouTube, it actually causes me to set deadlines to get certain things done, or else I won't have videos for you guys. So I have to come up with different ideas that are timely and within reason of my budget, because as of right now, 99.9% of everything here is coming out of my own budget, which is extremely, extremely tight. For instance, on this channel, you probably noticed that I do a lot of things on a budget, but I try to do my best to do them the right way. There's a very fine line there, and certain things you can cheap out on, and certain things I believe you really shouldn't. However, a lot of the stuff that I've had, for instance on my Z, are just parts that I've accumulated over the past 15 years of owning the car. So with that, I'd like to talk about the overall goal of this YouTube channel and the direction of Billy Built as a business. Because in reality, YouTube isn't really something that you can just start posting once in a blue moon. For some people it works, but you have to have really top quality content. Other people, like myself, I end up having to post every single week just to get in the routine, and it helps me with the overall mindset and staying with the rhythm that I currently have going. But as for the general direction of the Billy Built Automotive YouTube channel, I really think that this channel is going to become something one day, and I plan on sticking with it for you guys and for myself, as it helps us all out in some way, shape, or form. And I truly believe that I could provide an entertainment value content and hopefully have the proper mindset to give to you guys when you're assembling and doing certain things with your car. Because being honest, I am not the best at any one thing. However, I think I have a very broad knowledge base of everything that there is that you could possibly do to a vehicle. And I'd love to take everything that I've known, whether it be a little bit or a lot, or maybe I'm learning along the way, and include it into these videos for you guys. For instance, I'd eventually like to repaint and refinish the entire CRX out there. It's gonna happen one of these days. I'm gonna have a whole video series on it. It's just a matter of time and money, and obviously at this point, space. Between my Supra and my Z, those things take up 99% of my time right now. Now, as for me and the direction of the Billy Built YouTube channel, it is really exciting to see this channel grow and expand on my audience. Thank you all so much for subscribing and following along with me. I know I have a bunch of dedicated subscribers, and I sincerely like to thank every single one of you, especially those of you who have known me for years, even before YouTube. I know I've got some really great friends pushing me week after week, and it's not something I'm used to hearing, and I've always struggled with self-confidence over the years. So that's one more thing that I think the YouTube channel has really helped me with on a personal level. So thank you. Because the more you learn and grow within the YouTube space, you begin to realize that there's so much more to all of this. And in all honesty, I'm a one-man show here, you guys. This has definitely been a learning experience for myself, but it's been a really great learning and growing experience for me and my, I guess, semi-professional life. I'd eventually one day like to have my own business, and this is something that's kind of started that, and it's really kicked off the right foot, I feel. I probably wouldn't have pushed my 300ZX as hard without YouTube, because, well, let's be real here. In reality, I'm mostly okay with just the car up and running and having, well, a little bit of fun in here and there. Did I have end power goals for the car that I wanted to hit? Yes. However, without YouTube, I probably would have taken my time getting there. Whereas with this, it really helped me push the platform and push my own knowledge base as far as what I knew with the vehicle. And obviously with this YouTube channel, I definitely do things a little bit differently in that, well, I don't use your standard LS, JZ, RB26 swap engines. I like to do stuff that, well, is more realistic and affordable for the masses. And with this YouTube channel, I'd really like to push a general mindset with modifying cars in that, well, a lot of things are pretty much the same as long as you maintain the mindset of how to modify them and apply the knowledge from one platform to the next. Because when it comes down to tinkering with stuff like this, it really is more about simplification. Taking the factory complex systems and simplifying it to something that just we know works. And that's kind of what I'm here to show you guys, because the answer is not always JZ swap or LS swap. And I think it's funny because nowadays I feel like I've seen more and more people talk about being real on social media as if it's almost a fad. And to be honest, this is why I'm doing this one video like this, because I don't want to make it a regular thing. I shouldn't have to sit here and proclaim how real I am to you guys to the point where it almost feels ingenuine or fake. I'm just not about that. If you really enjoy this content, you want to support me with the builds that I have, just follow along, hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate even that. But I do have other options if you guys want to go the extra step. I do have a link to the website where you can purchase merchandise. We have t-shirts and such. Eventually, and hopefully in the very near future, I hope to have my own products on it. I'm currently in the process of actually making my own multi-function display to communicate with my ECU master and Hall Tech to display multiple different data parameters that I can get out of the ECUs themselves. For instance, it could be an AFR gauge. You flip a button, it'll be an RPM gauge. You flip another button, it'll be a boost gauge. It's in the works right now. I'm doing it all myself with my little bit of spare time that I have. But I'm really excited with it. It's something new. It's a little bit of a learning process for me, but I'm really, really excited for this. So with all that said, I tried my best to keep this video short and sweet for you guys to get the most value out of it. I know this wasn't anything exciting, but I hope this helps somebody out who's looking to start their own automotive YouTube channel. I could go out there and make a video about, oh, I made X amount of money in my first year, and it's like it's different for every single channel. It's different. Nobody makes the same amount. It's all over the place, and you might have one video that does really well and takes off, and then every video after that is just kind of a flop. And the reason for that, well, you can do your own research and figure that out. And believe it or not, I remember every single name that comes across my website. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart, because that is truly eye-opening as to like how much support you can gain from people that you've never even met. If you have any doubts within yourself of starting something like a YouTube channel or just going out on your own and starting your own business, just remember at the end of the day, you're doing yourself an injustice by not attempting to start in the first place. Because I think at the end of it all, this is more or less my personal journey of going out on my own and starting my own business and my own venture. It looks like some camera equipment is in the near future because my new camera is too heavy for my old tripod, which used to hold my GoPro. But seriously, from the bottom of my heart, y'all, thank you so much, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.